Let's just say the ratings aren't the same with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever now eliminated. Game 1 of the Aces Liberty matchup on Sunday drew an average of 929,000 viewers. It was down nearly 50% from last Sunday's Fever Sun contest. By the way, not only was viewership down, but attendance was as well.
WNBA stars are emotional after Caitlin Clark's playoff exit, and they're pointing fingers. Many believe fans are tuning out now that she's gone, and the numbers are backing it up. Ever since those questionable calls took her out, the league has struggled to keep viewers. The latest semi-final stats just dropped, and honestly, it's not looking good. With Clark out, interest is fading fast, and the worst part, it might not recover anytime soon.
Want me to just say I told you so, or are you willing to say, Stephen A, you did tell us? Really? Caitlin Clark is the golden.
What kind of league treats its top talent like this? Clark carried the spotlight all season, yet the Fever didn't even get a single home game in the playoffs. That's wild. Now she's out, and so are the fans, with viewership dipping lower after every game. The NBA grows in the finals. The WNBA, it's losing steam. Word is, Caitlin's headed to Europe for a break. But don't be surprised if a major overseas deal pulls her away for good.
Be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlin Clark away from us and give her a crazy offer. I mean, Ice Cube was about to give her $5 million to play in less than 10 games in the...
Honestly, who could blame Caitlin if she made the jump overseas? She'd make 10x more and actually be respected. The WNBA hasn't just underpaid her, they've downplayed her impact. Even her shot at a unanimous Rookie of the Year was taken, with one random vote going to Angel Reese. Really, that voter should answer for that.
Should have been unanimous.
Should have been. I agree.
It should have been unanimous. And one of the things that sticks with me is, well, she was the first rookie to get a triple.
Numbers are dropping fast, and the WNBA is finally facing the full Caitlin Clark effect. Players are realizing fans were tuning in just for her. Aja Wilson even reacted to criticism of her play being boring. She said, "Okay, cool, whatever," but you can tell she's frustrated. Even as MVP, she hasn't pulled the same excitement Caitlin did all season long.
28 years old, 1,000 points in the regular season. Why is that not the biggest story out at the moment?
Exactly.
Why are we talking about Caitlin Clark?
Exactly. Why when Aja was releasing the shoe, were we talking about
Caitlin Clark's exit from the playoffs hit harder than anyone expected. Not just in views, but in exposure. Her presence covered up just how fragile the WNBA's audience really is. She was the spark that brought attention league-wide. But once the Fever fell to the Sun, the excitement disappeared, revealing how much the league had come to rely on just one player.
In the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is, if the WNBA were continuing to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did.
Plummeted by over 50% once Clark was out, proving she wasn't just popular, she was the ratings. That kind of drop isn't a coincidence. It shows how much the WNBA leaned on her to carry interest. Now that she's gone, the league's been left exposed and struggling to hold on to the spotlight.
Angel Reese had that injury to me, and also coming off of Olympic break, Caitlin Clark separated herself. She should have been unanimous. Now to celebrate her, one thing that people forget is as a rookie, she was the most blitzed player in the WNBA, and she still put up 19, 5, and 8 assists.
The drop in viewership after Caitlin Clark's exit is a serious reality check for the WNBA. For years, the league has battled low ratings and empty seats, but Clark brought hope. Her games pulled in record-breaking numbers, and it felt like a real turning point. Now, that momentum is gone. With her out, fans have little reason to stick around. The remaining teams might be talented, but they don't have the same spark or star power Clark delivered night after night. That's why the buzz is fading fast.
Effect on the NBA and the game of basketball. I would argue at one point early on there was a Steph Curry effect on the NBA and on basketball also. Bet your ass there is a Caitlin Clark effect on all of basketball, and especially on women's basketball.
One of the biggest concerns about Caitlin Clark's playoff exit is how it actually happened. All season, she took hard hits with little protection from refs. Despite being the face of the league, the WNBA failed to shield her from constant physical play. This wasn't just about a missed call here or there. It was a pattern. That physical toll added up, and it helped push her team out of the playoffs. It's unacceptable treatment for someone who brought so much visibility and energy to the league.
We don't want fans that are going to degrade us and call us memes. I mean, we already see what's happening in the world. Something needs to be done, whether it's, them checking their fans or this league.
Series against the Connecticut Sun showed exactly what's wrong. Clark was repeatedly fouled, shoved, and targeted, but refs barely reacted. Viewers saw it. Fans were outraged. It's not just about being tough. It's about protecting your stars. The league has struggled with inconsistent officiating for years, but when it's your biggest draw, taking the punishment, it's a major red flag. If the WNBA wants to keep its growth alive, it needs to protect its top talent, or risk losing them entirely.
Has been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, and in that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn. Caitlin didn't bring systems to the WNBA. This has been happening, and that I think is what's been such a shock for all.
Caitlin Clark's rookie season wasn't just a personal win. It was a golden chance for the WNBA to finally break through to a bigger audience. Her games pulled in new fans from across the country, many watching women's basketball for the first time. But instead of protecting their biggest draw, the league let her get pushed around on the court. Fans saw it, and they haven't been quiet about it. Social media is full of comments calling out the WNBA for letting Clark take all that abuse without proper officiating.net.
There are very, very few people, but there are some out there who resent the fact that this young white girl came out there and did her thing. Rookie of the Year, 4th in the league for MVP voting, assist leader, one of the top leading scorers after the Olympic Games. She put on a show, validating all the attention she was.
Frustration has now turned into a deeper issue. People are starting to feel like the league doesn't protect its stars, and that could be a long-term problem. Caitlin Clark has already done more for the WNBA in one season than most do in a decade. If she and other big names don't feel supported, they won't stick around. This goes way beyond just wins and losses. It's about protecting the future of the league.
The number of viewers for WNBA games that Caitlin Clark is not in is like 3 to 4 million. When she's in the game, when it's her game playing, it's like 17 million.
Well, I also look at the attendance in the arena.
Yes.
It's 8 to 10,000 everywhere else. Caitlin Clark, 17, 18.
Yep. Just when fans thought it couldn't get worse, the Rookie of the Year drama hit. Despite breaking records and leading a surge in WNBA viewership, Caitlin Clark wasn't a unanimous pick for Rookie of the Year. One voter gave their vote to Angel Reese, a move that shocked just about everyone. Clark's impact on and off the court was undeniable. To see her snubbed like that left fans stunned.
No matter if you are rooting against Caitlin Clark because you like another team, there's very few of them.
I'm excited
even if it's that.
I'm excited to see who.
The backlash was immediate. People couldn't believe anyone would vote against Clark after all she's done. She brought attention, ticket sales, and real excitement to the league. And yet, she didn't get full recognition. What made it worse? The WNBA won't reveal who that lone voter was. Fans are calling out the lack of transparency, and it's only adding to the growing sense that Clark isn't being respected the way she should be.
Second half really set the tone for me, for her to be, and should have been, the unanimous Rookie of the Year.
And it wasn't just one triple-double, she had 2 on the season.
And this is why we would love for the WNBA to make voting not anonymous. Because if you were the person that had that one vote, you should just be able to stand on it, and we should know.
Caitlin Clark missing out on a unanimous Rookie of the Year title isn't just a small oversight, it's something that could seriously affect how fans viewed the WNBA. She gave everything to elevate the league. And when it came time to honor her impact, one vote stood in the way. That one vote sparked major backlash, with fans now questioning whether the league truly values what Clark has done for the game. The controversy has raised doubts about the fairness and integrity of the voting process.
The best player in the country.
To the media or me?
As you see it.
I feel like I'm the best player.
For Caitlin, this snub may just become more fuel for the fire. She's already proven she can dominate, and this slight will likely only push her harder in future seasons. But for the WNBA, it's not so easy. The damage has been done, and repairing trust with fans will take real effort. This wasn't just about one award, it exposed how the league handles recognition and respect for its top players.
The question is, who did it? Speak loud and clear, raise your hand, all that good stuff.
With a 200-day break from pro basketball, the WNBA is entering a tough stretch. For months, there will be no Clark on the court, and that's a huge problem. Fans tuned in for her. Now the league has to keep them interested without her. And after the sharp drop in viewership since her playoff exit, that's going to be a real challenge. Keeping momentum alive without your biggest star is no easy task. And right now, the WNBA looks like it's fighting an uphill battle.
Well, has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything.
If the WNBA wants to keep Caitlin Clark long term, it has to act fast. The constant physical hits she took all season aren't sustainable. Without better protection and fair treatment, Clark could easily explore other options, including the EuroLeague, where players often get higher pay and better conditions. That league is becoming more appealing every year, and if Clark decides to make the move, it would be a crushing loss. The WNBA can't afford to lose the very player who helped put it on the map.
Rising tide lifts all boats. If folks were more receptive to it, more moments would have arrived. I still contend Caitlin Clark should have been on Team USA. Imagine its national, global audience that would have followed her. But folks missed it because of feelings, not business.
To avoid losing Caitlin Clark and the fan base she brought with her, the WNBA must take real steps to prioritize her health and safety. That means enforcing fouls properly, protecting players from reckless defense, and making sure what happened in the playoffs doesn't happen again. Clark's impact is impossible to ignore. She boosted ratings, drew in a new generation of fans, and gave the league a spotlight it hadn't seen in years. But her absence has revealed a harsh truth. Without her, the league is struggling to keep that momentum alive.
Nobody thinks Angel Reese was the Rookie of the Year? Fine. Maybe it's a writer who covered her team in Chicago. Okay. It's not the end of the world. Like, I don't know if Caitlin Clark's going to go, can you believe I didn't go unanimous? Now, I thought we would have unanimous MVP and unanimous Rookie of the Year.
Next few months are make or break for the WNBA with Caitlin Clark off the court. The league needs to move fast, fix the issues her exit exposed, and build something more sustainable. That means protecting stars, spotlighting more talent, and keeping fans connected even when Clark isn't playing. She's more than a rookie. She's the heartbeat of the league's current rise. If the WNBA keeps ignoring the bias and controversy surrounding her treatment, it risks losing the very star who made her relevant, and the fans who showed up because of her. If you've been following this journey, leave a like and subscribe. More updates are coming soon.